Run.
Daddy!
NANI?! No. NANI?! Bruh.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lina, and welcome to Bright Ideas. It's our first episode. Hopefully, makarami pa tayo ng, actual ng episodes with PinoyLUG. But before we go any further, tatawagin ko ng someone that is familiar to each and every one of you, none other than the ambassador, the man behind the scenes. Madalas hindi nyo nakikita to eh, but the people organizing the events or would know that this guy is behind it all. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Leslie Araujo. Yan.
Hello. Good
Yan. Good
afternoon,
evening.
everyone.
Ay, good afternoon. Kumusta? Kumusta Les? Kumusta naman? Anong lagay ng panahon ngayon sa inyo? How's the weather
Yeah,
there?
okay naman. Buti umaraw na kanina umulan. Pero first of
Okay.
all, I want to thank you for doing this. Uh, Nagsimula to when he interviewed me on another group eh.
Mm-mm.
And I realized the potential of Chris. So parang
Wow.
uh, kailangan natin ng mga taong ganyan lalo na ngayong pandemic. So ito, we're trying to give a different approach. As you all know, PinoyLUG is a physical group na nagdi-display siya talaga. So, we are part of LAN na dalawang klase kasi yung mga users group eh. One is the physical and then yung mga online, yung mga media. So, nangyari yung pandemic, then ito tayo, we're trying to cope up and adapt. Siyempre, malaking tulong yung ginagawa ni Chris. So, Chris, saludo.
Ano ka ba? Tulungan lang din to dahil I mean, it's a
Yeah.
good community. It's a great yun nga, I've been lurking sabi ko sa dati, but now ayun na nagla-like na ako ng mga post niyo. But I've been lurking and it's really a good community. It's something na nagpo-promote ng
Good
positivity,
vibes.
good vibes. Yeah, actually, yeah, promoter of good vibes. So having said that, ang saya din na maging part ng ganitong community. And having said
Yeah.
that, eto may mga mabilisang comment lang
Sure.
pa-shoutout daw from JV. So ayan.
Si
And
Doc,
birthday
Doc
pala.
JV.
Oy, Doc
Yan.
JV yan. Birthday pala ni Mike. So happy
Si
birthday
MJ, yes.
MJ.
So,
Yeah,
happy birthday, MJ.
ayan, happy birthday sa'yo and hello din, Alejandro Ryan Chua and happy birthday, ayan. Nag-greet na sila. But anyway, eto na. Hindi ko sila na-meet pa in person, hindi ko pa sila nakita in convention. Well, actually, nakita ko na yung isa sa kanila sa convention, no, nagsa-sign siya. Nandun ako noon. Pero yun nga, nasa likod lang din ako. I'm busy with other things. But from what I know, tama ba na one of our guests today is lives in Malaysia right now. He's a software engineer and both giant robots. Sana makita natin yung mga robots niya mamaya, ano?
Yeah,
Na-excite ako
papakita niya
dito,
yan
no?
mamaya.
Sana. And wait, one of the highlights of his career is the first Filipino fan designer ng Lego, and ang design niya is nagfo-form ng feet and legs, nagfo-form ng arms and body, and nagfo-form ng head, si Voltron, right? So we
Yes.
are very familiar. Asan siya? Ayun, nasa likod ni Les, pinakita natin. Yun. So, number 22 yan sa 36.
Out of the
022.
current 36 yan.
Out of the current 36.
Lego ideas, yes.
Oo. Unahin na muna natin ipakilala. The Lendy Tayag, aka Lendy 69 on Instagram and on Facebook. Hi, sir!
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good
Afternoon pa rin naman,
afternoon.
no? Sa
Oo,
inyo.
yeah. Same time,
Right.
same time.
Same time naman. Ayan, kumusta? Bago ang lahat, kumusta anong pakiramdam mo ngayon? I mean, is everyone safe in your family?
Yep, so far say God willing safe naman lahat.
Hmm,
Yep. Currently under lockdown pa rin kami.
I see.
So hopefully I mean mukhang matagal-tagal pa siya eh. Dahil
Oo
nasa
nga, no?
20,000 pieces kami eh.
Oh, I see. Well, at least you have more time to build Legos inside the house, right? Or disassemble, create new ideas, di ba? So,
So,
ang daming pwedeng gawin dahil sa lockdown. And namamayagpag
yep.
tayo mga toy enthusiasts ngayon, in your case. Builders, right? And
Yep.
designers. Yan. Well, thank you so much for being here. And now, ipapakilala natin ang next guest natin. He's an art director and filmmaker as well. And kagaya ni Sir Lendy, one of the two, he's the other person who has made it to the current 36, right? Number 32 yung kanya naman. And tama no? Number 32,
Yes,
yes.
last
Number
year
32.
ni-release siya.
Ayun. Ang saya lang din dahil most people, or actually all people can all like Voltron, all people can relate to what he created. He successfully designed or turned his idea into a design and into an actual Lego set. 123 Sesame Street. Yan, ang saya naman
Yeah.
nito. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Ivan Guerrero. Yan. Kumusta,
Hi,
sir?
Chris. Hi, Lendy.
Hello, hi Evan.
Hi, Ivan. Kumusta? I mean, you're in the Philippines right now, right? So,
Yeah,
same
I'm
lang
in
tayo na
Taiwan.
na-experience. ECQ
Nakakulong
ulit
lang
tayo
ngayon.
dito. True. So, yun. Anyway, tawag dito, welcome. Thank you so much. Kumusta naman, Ivan? I know that you're also part of the lockdown community ngayon. Pero, kumusta ang state mo ngayon? Are you fully vaccinated na rin?
Yeah, I tried to get my vaccine as soon as they announced it. Ito, nakakulong lang ngayon sa bahay. Nakatutok sa Lego ideas actually.
Nice. So, grabe no. Ang saya lang din dahil ito, yun nga, sabi ko na mamayagpag tayong lahat dito sa ating mga tawag dito sa ating mga bahay, nagiging creative. I mean, us toy photographers, we can create elaborate setups kasi mas may time tayo, and in your case, you guys have a way to arrange, dust off the Legos. Tama ba? Mahirap ba ngayon to? I'm sure that people can relate. So, eto na. Tanungin natin isa-isa. Siguro, let's ask about ano yung mga ginawa nyo before, or what would you say was your starting point when it comes to Lego? So what was your first introduction bago kayo nag-start ng journey nyo? Ano yung unang-una? Naalala nyo pa ba? Let's start with Ivan na lang muna siguro. Yan, Ivan, when did you start and how did you start?
Yung very first Lego sets ko was, my gosh, I was probably like 3 or 4 years old pa lang. I had some really old Lego city sets. I think I had a police car, I had an airplane, and we always had Lego sets at home. Pero it's something na over time medyo nabitawan ko for action figures and a few other collectibles growing up, comics, and I would say I more or less rediscovered yung love ko for Lego a few years ago with Lego Ideas, kaka with the minifigures na ni-launch ni Lego Dimensions. I really liked all the mga IP licenses that they brought in. And a lot of these IPs I felt like were very adult, were things I grew up with, gaya ng Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, you know, di ba?
Saya.
Diyan tayo lumaki eh. And seeing na, you know, Lego, you can build it now with Lego. I was like, oh, there's something happening here, something very creative and something very unique. And it wasn't like I suddenly got back into it, but slowly I transitioned back into building with Lego.
Yun, nice. Salamat. It's a great restart in your case, no? Not really a full start, but a restart, no? Kasi I mean, it's a familiar toy nga na we can we get to introduce to it at an early age. Nauna pa yata sa atin to. I forgot, pero nasa ano nga to eh, may history sa Netflix na documentary about Legos eh, di ba? The toys that made us. How about you, Sir Les? Sorry, Sir Lendy. L kasi parehong LE. Sorry naman. How about you, Sir Lendy? How did you start collecting Lego?
Nung bata kami, siguro mga same age, siguro 4 or 5 or even 6, right? Meron kami nung nakalimutan ko yung tawag, eh, suddenly nakalimutan ko. Meron siya yung may mga minifigs na ano,
Mm.
na baboy tapos daga, pero is Lego. Kalimutan ko yung pangalan niya.
Okay.
Ah, yun yung ano,
Tubulan?
something
Mga something.
Fubilant, yeah. Yun nga, yun. So, yun yung naalala ko dati.
Mhm.
Tapos, nahinto ako. I mean, syempre may Transformers, may mga Voltes 5 or those things, right? Tapos, when I was about probably around, nung mga, once I started working, right, nag-start ako Gundam. So,
Uy, okay.
syempre, build ka ng Gundam, pintura
Mhm.
ka, sanding and all those, di ba? Ano siya, tawag doon, enjoyable siya. Kaya lang, after a while, yung enjoyable yung build process, di ba? Pero yung
Oo.
cleaning up process, medyo matrabaho. So, pero ano, yeah, so around 2014 or 2015, yung brother ko si Carlo,
Mhm.
nag-start siya mag-Lego. So, bumili siya ng Death Star, bumili siya tas sometime bumili siya ng Ghostbuster set. So,
Wow.
tapos may mga regalo kasi sa mga anak ko na Lego. So, after building them, syempre naka-display lang siya kung naka-box up siya. So, trinay ko lang siya. So, and then I realized na yung mga Gundams, kunyari na ginubuvo dati, o yung mga model kits, kung ba parang pwede mo na rin recreate sa Lego. And without the hassle of painting it, without the hassle of
Mm.
cleaning up, di
Mhm.
ba? So, doon siya nagsimula. So, nagsimula ako sa yung mga super robots. Yun. Yep.
Mhm. And kita naman sa background ngayon, 'di ba? Puro robots.
Oo nga
Grabe
eh.
'yan. Nanlalason si Sir Lendy ngayon.
Yeah. I cannot imagine na
Mm.
growing up with a single, alam mo yun, parang ang dami-daming, nung panahon natin, ang dami-daming
Oo.
mga pwedeng uh, source of inspiration. Nandiyan yung mga cartoons, nandiyan yung mga
Yeah.
toys, and it's the I would say the golden era of growing up. Kumbaga sa atin siguro sa mga
True.
80s,
Mm.
na mga we grew up in the 80s, mga ganun kumbaga. So,
Mm.
Totoo yan,
yun.
totoo.
Sige. Ano pa yung next question natin?
Siguro ano yung mga, well, medyo ano na 'to, may spoiler na kay Sir Lendy. Ano yung mga kino-collect niyo? Hulaan ko yung kay Sir Lendy. Ang hirap hulaan. Pero ayun nga, so pero hindi, show us things that you're interested in. Kasi Lego, it's a whole different universe, 'di ba? Ang dami. I mean, it could be Star Wars, in my case that is. But yeah, tell us more about what you collect. Sir Lendy, ikaw na lang para madali muna.
Okay.
Yung mga kino-collect.
Yun yung ano eh, tawag doon, hindi, medyo selective ako in a way na hindi,
Mm-mm.
hindi completist, di ba? Pero
Mm-mm.
pagka meron akong, recently, I'm into Star Wars, yung
Mm-mm.
Black Series. Kasi ang
Uy,
gaganda nung labas ngayon, di ba? Lalo
yes.
na yung, ano yung tawag doon? Yung mata, di ba? Yung photo something, can't remember yung term.
Yeah. Photoreal technology. Yeah.
Photoreal, di ba? Ang
Uh,
gaganda ng mga mukha ngayon eh, di ba? Tapos,
mhm.
y- uh, recently natapos namin yung Rebels, yung
Nice.
Star Wars Rebels, di ba? Tapos ngayon kakatapos lang kagabi nung last Friday
Bad
nung Bad
Batch.
Batch. Oo.
Yeah.
Then syempre meron Transformers, may G.I. Joe, may He-Man, may Gundam. So, yun yung problema eh kasi tawag doon.
Sabay-sabay na.
Marami kasing yung iba kasi nakaka-focus na sa isang collection. Ako nahirapan ako mag-focus sa isang group lang, no.
Ah.
So
So,
yun, kumbaga,
definitely.
halo-halo talaga yun sa akin.
Siyempre, well, yun nga eh. Ang hirap, no? Dahil lahat magiging fan ka nito. Lalo, sabi nga ni Les kanina, golden era ng ano, di ba? Ng mga ideas, mga animation and stuff. About you, Sir Ivan? Meron ka bang mga kino-collect aside from Legos, or kung sa Legos man, gaano ka-elaborate?
Aside from Lego, I collect Muppets. Anything Muppet related, Sesame Street, Muppet Show. I mean, that's why I really built Sesame Street set kasi yun talaga yung hilig ko eh. I grew up with Sesame Street like most of us, and then continued on with other mga Jim Henson productions, Muppet Show, Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, mga ganon. And then in addition to that, heavy into Ghostbusters ako. I really like the 2 movies plus the animated series and real Ghostbusters. I get a little bit of Star Wars, a little bit of a few other hobbies as well. But once in a while, I like to build mga miniatures. Yung family ko kasi is really into that. Yung dad ko likes to build mga 172 scale tanks and airplanes. So ako naman, I like to build some houses and a few dioramas. So that's what I do actually with my action figures. I always try to post them in mga houses and mga dioramas.
Nice. Well, yun nga, di ba? Ako nakaka-relate ako sa dioramas. Ang saya din bumuo, and pag nakagawa ka nga ng diorama, and ano na yun, tawag dito, ang sarap picturean, di ba? Doon sa diorama. So,
lalo na pag scratch built yung diorama and you don't know kung saan manggagaling yung next parts.
Oo. Totoo. Kasi may mga kits na ngayon di ba, na what do you call this, na pwede nang buuin with instructions like Legos, di ba? It kind of mimics your mocks, di ba? Or for those who don't know, sa mga newbie sa Legos, natutunan ko lang dito kay Les, my own creation ng mga mock, di ba? Yeah. Sa mga hindi nakakaalam pa ng mock. Pero anyway, having said that, doon na tayo sa pag-usapan na natin ng mock. Doon tayo sa Lego Ideas. For those who don't know, Lego Ideas is a website from the Lego group which allows people to submit their ideas to be turned into something potentially sold as a set. And that's what happened to these two, to our Filipino pride sa Lego community, Sir Ivan and Sir Lendy. Ngayon, eto na tayo. Kailan kayo nagsimulang mag-design? I mean, we have a bit of an idea based sa mga stories nyo kanina, like Gundam creation, diorama creation. But yeah, kailan nyo sinabing, uy, kailangan ko na isubmit to? Yon, what was the turning point? Doon tayo sa nauna, Sir Lendy muna. When did you say na eto na talaga yon?
Actually, wala naman akong doon. Hindi siya intended talaga for Lego ideas. So, binuo ko siya for my own consumption ko.
Okay.
Kasi wala akong, yung Voltron ko dati, nasira. So, putol yung ulo. So, I just decided na, may enough parts ako mabuo para sa sarili ko, diba? Then posted it on Facebook, tapos sabi ni nung brother ko si Carlo, diba? Why not, diba? Subukan lang namin na i-submit. So, yun nga, sinabit lang namin pinag-usapan lang namin kung anong, kasi siya tinutulungan niya akong tawag doon, yung mag QA ba? Diba? Yun. So, with that, na isa pa sabi namin, sige, subukan natin na i-submit para lang tingnan lang natin kung ano yung reaction ng tao, kung acceptable siya. So we never really expected na magiging successful siya.
Nice. So talagang from nabuyo lang or sorry for the term nabuyo, no? Pag dito na lang, I mean try lang, test the waters.
Ganun lang talaga.
Nice. Did that happen to you? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, Les. Yeah.
Pero Sir Lendy, totoo ba na siya yung isa sa pinakamabilis na reach ng 10,000 votes in the history of the program?
At that time only. Kasi after that, may mga a lot faster na, So, pero at that time it was, yeah.
Nice. Well, at least something to be proud of, di ba? I mean, greatest of its time. Go. Hindi, not all, but of its time for that era. Yeah. Did that same thing happen to you na testing lang ba, Sir Ivan? Or did you have, a turning point na, eto na talaga, tingin ko ready na to?
A little bit. Yung History Code Lego Ideas, I was actually already on the platform lurking pa lang nung it was not Ideas. It was called QSO.
QSO, yeah.
Yeah, when it was still QSO, I was already on the site and I was just looking at all these really cool designs on Ghostbusters and a few others. And wala lang, I was just very curious about what people were building kasi naiiba, I had never seen any builds like that before. So I was just constantly on the site looking for inspiration. Yung Sesame Street idea kind of came about from a few things. One, mahilig talaga ako sa mga pets in Sesame Street. Second, there was a toy line came out 2000 and early 2000s. It was Muppet Show tsaka Sesame Street action figure line by Palisades. It's a very award-winning action figure line up to this date. The sculpts and the mga diorama sets that they came up with, mga play sets are still very highly regarded. So at the time, they were about to start producing Sesame Street playsets, highly detailed for adult na playsets. Unfortunately, yung company that was producing it, nagka-financial problems sila. They had manufacturing problems, and nagsara yung company in the end. So since then, I always felt like, sayang yung nangyari sa kanila. A lot of people were really waiting for a line exactly like that, na Sesame Street pero made for adults. Kasi, when you see Sesame Street products, normally it's for 3-year-old, 4-year-old.
True.
Pero, what about the people who grew up with it for 50 years?
Yeah.
There's a huge market of people people who just grew up with those characters and with the show. And so parang since that time, I think that was early 2000s, 2003, 2004, sabi ko, one day I'm gonna do something with this idea of a Sesame Street playset. And mga 2017, 2016, I decided to put 2 and 2 together and
Yun na.
translate yung idea to Lego Ideas.
Nice. 2017, eto na yun. Parang, eto na yung sudden push. Ang ganda lang din dahil merong journey talaga na kayo dinaanan both, right? Meron talagang, it doesn't come out talagang naturally, or well, it does come out naturally, but it doesn't come out instantly. Experience and a lot of your own personal takes or experiences gets into it. And having said that, actually 2-part question to eh. May magandang comment si Maria Mylene Pablo Ramos, sabi niya, regarding Voltes 5, what could have been the problem? Why it did not materialize? So having said that, I have a 2-part question. Well, that's one. And the second part is, ano yung mga current challenges sa tingin nyo when it comes to creating an idea and conceptualizing, creating, and up to submitting, tingin nyo? So what do you guys think? Sino sa tingin niyo ang may Sige, Sir Lendy muna. Ako nang magsasabi.
I think, to be honest, right, yung support is, malaking bagay yung support ng tao eh. Diba? And part of it is maybe, because no matter how much you advertise it, no matter how much you go around forums and all those, kung puro likes lang talaga yung lumalabas sa Facebook, right, and nobody goes to Lego Ideas and really votes, it won't happen eh, diba? So yun lang napansin ko kasi after submitting Voltron, marami din akong ibang sinubmit, diba? Voltron was the first one. So nainggahan nyo nung na mag-keep on submitting the rest, di ba? So, napansin ko lang na ah, a lot of times kasi yung malaking bagay yung yung support ng fan base. And the bigger the fan base, yung idea mo, di ba? The bigger chance na na magkakaroon ka ng support. Yun. So, for example, Voltes 5, right? Voltes 5 actually, compared to Voltron, Voltes 5 is mainly really Philippines and maybe Italy. Not
Mhm.
even in Japan, it's not a popular combattler, right?
Oo nga, no?
So, ano siya, it really depends then. So, uh, malaking bagay din yung word of mouth, for example. So, yung in terms of challenges,
Mhm.
um, malaking bagay yung kasi kunya yung ginagawa ni Ivan, di ba? Napansin ko.
Mhm.
Ang gaganda ng advertisements niya.
Mhm.
So, tsaka yung the way he presents it. Yun yung
Mhm.
napapansin kong malaking eye catcher kasi yung ginagawa niya, di ba? Lalo na yung
Ah.
avatar, di ba? Nakita mo yung
Mhm.
avatar, ang ganda
Yeah,
eh.
yung Avatar, ang ganda.
Yeah, di ba? Yun. So,
Agree.
I think those are yung mga lessons learned ko rin, di ba? Na
Mhm.
dapat try to not just posting yung kung ano yung tsura
Mhm.
nung MOC mo, but uh, maganda yung meron kang different ways of advertising them. Yeah.
I see. So more on advertising or how you concept or how you present kumbaga
Percent.
Yeah,
yung
correct.
idea. Did you have the same challenges, or Ivan? And what do you think about Voltes 5 about materializing? Do you agree with Sir Lendy?
Yeah, wholeheartedly. Actually, before I get into that, though, I
Mhm.
would like to mention now, um, especially when you hear about Lendy's story with Voltron
Mhm.
and my background with Sesame Street. I think the key talaga to building a successful Lego idea is your own personal interest. When
Mhm.
you look at all the past winners and all the designs that do succeed on the platform, they're all rooted into yung personal background ng builder. Kung
Mhm.
it's something that you're really interested in. Kasi if you're really interested in what you're building, it will come out in the build. And
Ah.
it's something that more fans will relate to. Pag nakikita nilang may gigil ka sa design
Mm.
mo,
Mhm.
mas naiengganyo sila to vote and mas naiengganyo sila to support your projects
Nice.
and actually promote it on other sites themselves, no
Mhm.
other fans.
Correct.
Um, Regarding market size, yeah, that's something that I learned after a few projects. Like the Voltus 5 of Lendy, I actually had one that I thought was going to do really well. Astro Boy.
Mhm.
I built an Astro Boy set na you could take apart the face and the chest, and you could see the robotic parts inside. And I was really thinking, nako, daming Astro Boy fans around the world,
Mhm.
people who grew up in Australia, the Philippines, Japan,
Mhm.
would support it. Pero surprisingly, yung audience profile of people who vote on Lego ideas,
Mhm.
uh, not a lot of them actually have heard of
Mm.
Astro Boy.
Wow.
So that's actually surprisingly one of my weakest submissions on the platform.
Mhm.
Even though I really promoted it and I joined a lot of Astro Boy groups,
Ah.
um, it doesn't necessarily translate to the success of your project. Advertising and promoting your project is a
Mhm.
big chunk of
Mhm.
making a successful set. I would say 50% of the work of making a successful idea set is really promoting aside from building.
Mhm.
Um, and but a lot of it is talagang understanding yung audience na kinakausap mo. Um,
Ah.
for me, there's basically there's three audiences.
Mhm.
When you're promoting, one, you're trying to target your super fans. yung people who will help you promote it, the people who like your build because it matches their interest. Two, you're also targeting mass audience worldwide. People who may not play with Legos, people uh, who may not be into the same things you're into, but they might be into toys, they might be into collecting. Good example is yung Friends. Friends is a set na it's targeted to a very wide audience, people who watch the show Friends. And then third audience, I always try to keep in mind, I'm targeting the designers and the people who work at Lego. Kasi in the end, kung nagustuhan nila yung set mo, sila mismo will fight for it when it gets to the review stage.
I see.
Very nice insights from
no?
both of them, no? Sobra. So from the aspects of conceptualizing, building, and yung mga titignan mo ng audiences and all, siguro let's go to finally na halimbawa na approve na yung gawa nila. Anong naramdaman nila when syempre yung original na gawa nila i-rebuild, or at least I don't know the right word pero for commercial use ba yung gagawin nila na version. So gusto lang malaman sa kanilang dalawa ko anong na-feel nila about doon sa mga revisions na ginawa. And diba? So siguro let's start with kay Sir Ivan since very fresh pa yung ginawa niya ng Sesame Street. I believe it's a bigger than the actual set dapat. Pero let's hear it from Sir Ivan.
So, yung sa Sesame Street, understandably, it was my very first time to build the model that I submitted sa idea. So there were things that I wasn't too familiar with in terms of scale, in terms of getting it, acceptable to Lego City standards or making it match other people's collections. So there was a lot of learning that really happened when I got into the review. They made a lot of changes to the design, but I would say they stayed true to the overall concept and to the overall model. And I think where the changes kind of happened were brought about by certain factors. One is you have to make it a marketable product. Kasi you can't just build. I can build most crazy sized Sesame Street set if I had unlimited number of bricks. And of course, if you're trying to make a product, you can't do that. You have to be very conscious of how much the raw materials will cost. And so Lego tried to build a version of my set that met a certain price point that they felt could be make it a strong seller. On top of that, they have other considerations as well. The available parts in available colors. They're not gonna go overboard creating new parts. They kind of already went overboard with my set kasi first time sila mag-introduce ng new molds. Nag-sculpt actually sila ng Big Bird and all these characters for my set.
Big Bird.
That was a very big thing. So for me, just seeing that happen, it was like, wow! I didn't know you could do that. You actually broke the rules to make my set happen.
Special.
Pero Sir Ivan, Sir Ivan, the set looks like parang may part 2 to Meron ba?
Oo nga mukhang mukhang yung street kasi hindi ganyan texy lang Oo, di ba? Mahaba ang street Yeah.
If they're making one,
bawal sabihin.
They haven't told me anything. Wala silang sinabi at all.
Okay. At least salamat na sabi mo. At least
Ano na lang,
hindi spoiler. Sure.
Good indication na lang, I would say na naglabas ngayon sila ng Sesame Street Lego keychains. Diba?
Wow.
That's a good indicator na they're going to do more with the IP.
Mukha nga, no? Alright.
Si Sir Lendy naman. Sir
Yes.
Lendy, what did you feel doon sa mga revisions, or masaya ka ba doon sa mga ginawa nila na changes? Or if ever, may follow-up question dito si Casper na would you change anything kung aside from the existing consumer version? What are the things that you would have add kung ano to improve it even more?
Okay. Dun muna sa sa initial na yung design process nila. Naging kasi siya of course ini-involve ka sa design process, and yung changes na ginawa nila marami siyang base or yung changes nila talagang for stability ni Voltron, di ba? It has to stand up kasi it's quite big to stand on two legs, right? For this one, if you look at it, yung ibang mga mechs nila, yung kumbaga parang a lot smaller than Voltron. So understandable yung mga changes nila, yung mga joints niya, di ba? Ditanggal tapos ibabalik mo siya, which is understandable kasi over time yung mga ball joints or even yung ratcheted joints, di ba? Bumibigay siya, lumuluwag. So, I'm happy with the changes na ginawa nila. So, actually, it's a total overhaul. But the thing is, maintain nila yung kasi while I was designing it, may mga key items items na pinilagay ako doon na kumbaga sinundan pa rin nila. And during the design process, actually, if you look at it, may mga parts na sinadjust ako na implement nila kasi to hopefully make it look better, and they did follow it naman. So
Nice.
In terms of kung meron ba akong gustong baguhin, actually yung Voltron na naka-display dito,
Yan. Laki nga no?
Hindi na siya yung original actually. So if you look at it, this one can do this. Yung original hindi. Tapos yung ulo niya mas mahaba. And then itong white color na to, right? Actually, yung original, yung during the design process, yung kumbaga sort of almost final design, it was all black. Wala tong white part na to. So imagine na tanggalin mo siya. Yun yung itsura ng Voltron before. And during the discussions, may mga parts na sinuggest ako na binago nila, especially this part. Kasi without this part, di ba, hindi mawawala yung jaw ng Black Lion, di ba? So, kumbaga, kinuha naman lang yung suggestion, and yun, nandyan siya. Tapos yung part na to, it was rounded before, supposed to be angular siya, di ba? So yan yung mga elements na original elements na nilagay ko dati. For example, itong cross na to, and then yung parang crown dun. So kumbaga maraming design elements na kinuha nila from yung original design, which was I was happy. And probably yung mga other changes, probably yan yung ulo ng lions, for example. Iba siya din sa sa final one, o yung lumabas. Kahit yung ito, iba na rin siya. So ito yung mga change, tsaka yung this part. So pero of course yung ginawa nilang yung sa knees tsaka yung sa thighs, those were really integral na it has to be there kasi kung hindi talagang bibigay siya sa weight niya kasi quite heavy.
Nice. Well, so mukha namang happy ka sa mga changes. I mean, good changes, di ba? Kasi otherwise...
Kasi may tanong ko kay Ivan.
Yeah, sure. Go.
So, Ivan, yung set mo, talagang built for city size siya. Change nila para ma-fit siya doon.
Yeah, they changed the scale. Yung the way I built mine initially, it was so big na you could actually put a basement sa sa baba ng building. Kaya nag-work siya na three floors.
Oo. Kasi
Pero
malaki
when you,
nga yung sa'yo eh.
oo nga eh. But when you put it into next to like mga minifig city scale, parang it's too big talaga.
Okay.
Nice.
It worked in my original design kasi they're puppets, so they come out smaller talaga than regular size persons. Pero pag when you put it next to like a minifig scale, it really doesn't work.
Okay. So it has its own universe or scale in its essence, no? Okay. At least, 'di ba? Sana nga no, makomplete yung ano no, yung universe or yung street pala na ma-extend.
Yeah,
Let's see.
and then
Sure.
you were asking about
Yes.
parang was I happy with some of the changes?
Yes.
Siyempre, as a big fan of the show, I try to add more and more.
Sige,
So
tingin.
this is what my street looks like now.
Uy,
Wow.
layo.
I
Lawak
Cute
na.
dog. I forgot the name of the dog pero he's one of my
Barkley.
favorites.
Barkley.
Barkley.
And then I added all the humans na were not included, but we all know who they are from the show. If I turn it around, there's a lot more
Galing.
other accessories
Chris,
and things that I added.
So Chris,
Nice.
kita mo naman, pareho sila from the consumer version, ginawan pa nila ng mas better
Oo.
version from, di ba?
May extend talaga ang street at saka pati ang Voltron. Magkakaroon ng iba-ibang version to.
O,
Siguro
tsaka
feeling ko.
Tsaka I'm very
Hindi,
happy
go.
na Lendy asked question sa gawa ni Ivan. Alam mo yun yung isa sa mga goals natin talaga dito.
Oo nga, actually.
Bringing these two together and asking questions dun sa gawa nila, respective na gawa nila. So,
Oo.
ngayon
Yun nga,
I have
nakita
a question
natin,
for
di ba?
Lendy.
Yan, sige nga.
Yeah.
Sagutan lang kayo dyan. Sa backstage muna kami No, just kidding. But go.
Lendy,
Go lang.
How involved were you dun sa creation ng Voltron?
Actually.
May kasi may mga conference calls kayo, di ba? Basically video calls. So may kumbaga they'll present what it looks like now. They'll get your opinion. So yun, every session mayroon kang may suggest ako. Tapos next time they come back, parang whatever they can implement, papakita nila. Tapos may mga yung whatever changes they've done, papakita nila. So every time na may discussion kami, lumalabas may opportunity kang mag-suggest. And kung may nakita kang parang may mali or you think it could be have done better, right? Tinatanggap naman nila yung mga suggestions na. Did it happen same case with you?
I think it depends on the team that you're working with. I think ibang team. I've had two experiences already kasi with them. One with Sesame Street and one
Then
with
the cardboard.
the cardboard box.
Yeah.
And so far, it's different, no? Working with different teams. I think iba-ibang teams in Lego have their own process and their own way of doing things. I would say I'm a lot more involved. I was a lot more involved in the process ng cardboard more than Sesame Street.
I
Okay,
see.
okay. Kasi in my case, yung designer si Nick, kumbaga friends ko, after a while, friends ko rin siya in Facebook. Tapos,
Nice.
nandun kami sa, yung same group na Brick Mecha Division. Nandun din siya. So, from there, minsan nag-chat kami so, and then, may one time na sinabi niya sa akin during the design process. Kasi during that time na dinidesign nila, nagpo-post ako ng updates dun sa original na ginawa ko. So he will sort of go to my page and then look at the
Mhm.
changes I've done. Then i-implement, then try niya in-implement sa ano.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. And speaking of pages, ladies and gentlemen, mamaya ipopost namin yung pages nila individually ni Sir Ivan and Sir Lendy sa comment section. So please like it mamaya if we haven't done that yet. Ang ganda ng discussion natin about this eh. And actually may mga questions tayo from the audience. I'd love to highlight these. But bago ang lahat, hopefully makita natin to. I mean, at least in our lifetime, a collab design from you guys. Hindi yung sisirain ni Voltron yung Sesame Street May apakan niya yung Sesame, ganun. I don't know. Pero hopefully na makakita tayo ng something, it's either new or something na collaborative because
Yeah.
that's what the community is for, right? I mean, we're here to collaborate. It's a tight community. It's a very, and we're gonna dwell into the community maya. There's a question from Alejandro Ryan Chu. If Lego called you today and wanted to hire you as a designer, would you leave everything and go to Denmark?
Wow, ganda
Sige,
ng question
go.
na yan.
Di ba? Kaya sabi ko, basahin natin to. Alright, go ahead, please. Anyone, sige. Yes or no lang naman to eh.
Sure. Why not?
Sure.
Si Sir
Sir
Lendy,
Lendy, ikaw rin ba?
100%
Nasa Lego ka na
yes.
eh.
It
Nandun ka
will
na
be,
sa ano eh. But
it
go
will be a
ahead.
dream, right? Yeah, it will be a dream
Still.
to work for them as well. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
the way I look at it, kumbaga, you're not there to for me, you're not there to work, but actually to have all.
play.
Imagine you have all the imagine what you can do with that.
Oo nga, no? Ang dami, no? Yung ideas mo, tons of ideas na bigla, eh, no? Hindi lang
Unlimited resources, kumbaga.
unlimited, no? Unlimited power. Ganun. Ang
But
saya naman.
I heard
Yeah.
naman, very strict din sila. So, and
Ganda.
I remember kailangan mong ang qualification yata nila industrial engineer graduate ka or one of the
Oo.
qualifications. I heard that. Yun ang
Mhm. Nice. Well, ang ganda nun at least man lang merong bare minimum. I see something na ano yan nga, yung quality ng Lego that they produce at least. But probably designing, I don't know. Kasi we're evolving right now. I think it might change kasi someone can be a designer and have a different degree, diba? In your case, guys, you guys created that without thinking of anything na pinag-aralan nyo before, just your experiences from the
And
stories that we
passion.
and passion, puso no? Talagang puso lang talaga.
Yun nga yung sabi ni Sir Ivan, you have to be 100% into it, kumbaga.
Yes, yung gigil. Oh, yun nga eh. Kasi I agree, makikita ng tao yun kung hindi mo siya gusto, hindi mo ginagawa yung ginagawa. Hindi mo gusto yung ginagawa mo eh. I mean, makikita okay. Beer ano lang siya, pucho-pucho in the local slang, di ba? Collab, sabi nila, natutuwa sila, Sesame Tron. If this could work. I don't know. Sana mangyari siya, no? I mean, magiging robot, mecha robot si yung Sesame, yung street mismo, no? Each house. Don't know if it was tackled pero may future plans ba for other mechas?
Mukhang yung iba nasa likod na ni Sir Lendy.
Mukha nga eh, no? But do you guys think that these I guess this might tackle the idea of how popular it is, banking on what Sir Ivan and Sir Lendy has created or has mentioned na gaano ka-popular, gaano kakagatin to ng market, di ba? But
kailangan ng worldwide appeal eh.
Worldwide appeal. Ang saya lang din, no? There's one more. Ito, basahin lang natin siya na dun sa improvements. Hingi tayo ng what you guys have improved on or nabanggit nyo na ito kanina.
Nabanggit na kanina.
Oo nga, nabanggit na kanina. Pwede daw ba magpapirma? Sabi ni Casper. Hopefully, no? Pwedeng pag-grab daw, tapos makipapirma lang din, then grab back. Kasi, di ba, we can share na. Isprayan naman po. Pero pag inisprayan, wag mo na isprayan after pirmahan kasi mawawala yung pirma ng alcohol.
Speaking of papirma, siguro let's go into
yan na.
Sige, pakita natin, Chris. So,
Ah,
ito, let's discuss about the Lego users group, yung mga lugs. So, important din yung support na nakukuha natin sa mga lugs, especially from designers like you. So, we have some pictures here na i-share kasi
ah,
when we have an opportunity na ma meet kayo or supportahan kayo, we see to it that we capitalize on it. So back in
mm.
2018,
Ito,
si
papakita
Sir
ko yun.
Lendy bumalik dito sa Pilipinas eh.
Ah,
So these are some pictures that I would like to share dun sa signing event na ginawa niya dito sa Manila. So we are part of it. Kumbaga maraming nagpa-sign. I believe hundreds ang lagpas,
Mm.
hundreds eh.
Ngalay ang
So
kamay mo dyan.
so yan si Sir Lendy yan, nakipag-partner tayo or sinuportahan natin yung Lego certified stores. So lagi naman tayo nakasupport dyan. So most of the
Definitely.
sets that came from the store, nagpa-sign tayo. So gumawa din kami ng mga personal na mga cards. I don't know if you remember those, Sir Lendy. Nandun kami to
ay,
support you. Oo.
nakatago pa nga.
Tapos,
Ano yun.
yeah. Oo. Tapos si
Yung
Sir Ivan naman, last year, we scheduled the signing kahit pandemic. Naglolokohan nga kami kasi si Sir Ivan, balot na balot yung ulo kung siya ba talaga yon or so,
Hulaan mo, sino to?
Talaga,
We're-
nag-signing event tayo.
Hindi pala, no?
so yun, we're really it's a challenge kasi we're practicing also safety
Yeah.
protocols and
Mhm.
yun nga, we try to help our members and yung mga bumili ng sets to have their sets signed. Ito yung card naman kay Sir Ivan. So we would like to know if you are part of any Lego users group, either local or abroad, and what's your experience? Kumbaga, kasi you are being exposed with all this signing, meeting all this other people from other countries. So yeah, tell us what's your experience dun sa mga
Mhm.
logs na yan.
Yes, please. Sige. Anyone can do, can go first.
Si Sir
Since mas
Lenny siguro kasi mas exposed siya sa ibang countries na eh.
sa
Okay.
timeline, no, mas mahaba yung timeline ni Sir
Oo.
Lendy, no? Ay, go ahead, please.
Okay, so of course Manila, you have PinoyLUG and of course PinoyLUG, right?
Mhm.
Meron din kasing LUG dito sa Malaysia. Unfortunately na ano sila, something happened and na-disband sila. And
Mhm.
until now walang official LUG dito sa Malaysia.
Unfortunately, Sir Lendy, totoo yan. Kasi marami talaga from our Asian neighbors na natanggalan talaga sila ng recognition eh. So it's evident because of the pandemic, wala silang event, hindi sila pag-cope or at least adapt doon sa online na ginagawa ng mga iba. So yun yung naging problema ng iba. So it's very sad to hear that sa Malaysia, no? Pero I'm sure they will bounce back pag nag-normalize na lahat.
Kaya hopefully na mag-bounce back na sila. So kasi matagal-tagal na rin walang LUG. Kasi sa kanila 2017 na-disband sila because of something happened internally. So but hopefully magkaroon ulit.
Sana,
Pero
no?
malaking support ang LUG, to be honest.
Nice. So, part ba kayo currently, aside from PinoyLUG? Are you part of any right now?
As of now, no.
Na, hindi ganun ka-active.
Wala.
Kalma muna si Sir Lenny ngayon. How about you, Sir Ivan? Part or active ka ba, if ever, or part ka ba ngayon?
Naka-mute ata si Sir Ivan.
Nga, naka-mute pa si Sir Ivan. Sir Ivan, naka-mute ka po.
Sorry.
Yan.
Okay lang yan. Most common phrase, you're on mute in this pandemic period. Go ahead, please.
So I am a part of PinoyLUG. I'm super thankful actually that they organized a signing event last year. Kahit pandemic, we were able to find a way to make it work. Kasi a lot of people message me directly trying to find a way to sign their sets, and it was parang a good way to help the community. A lot of people really wanted to have their sets signed, and I really wish I could entertain everybody on one-on-one basis. Mahirap. So it's a big service for the local Lego community na we were able to do something like this.
Nice.
Yeah, kasi Chris, alam mo, nung ni-launch yung Sesame Street, there are only 100 signed boxes on the first day. And oras lang yung binilang, it's sold out already. So parang sobrang bilis. So kami naman, we find a way and we announce it publicly na if you have a set, you just PM us or approach us, and then we can include every set na pwedeng pirmahan ni Ivan. So yan yung mga pwedeng services na ginagawa natin sa kanila. So aside from that, syempre, we as a local LUG, we support every Filipino. Pag halimbawa meron silang everyone to vote.
Speaking of
So,
tama, hindi, sorry.
Go ahead,
Speaking
Chris.
of LUG, naglalag ka. Sorry. Anyway, pero yun, sorry. Medyo nagkakat ng konti. Pero ang sabi ni talking about the community, banking on what we have discussed, sabi ni Casper, hopefully magkaroon ng Lego Masters International and both can be invited to join. Both you guys can be invited to join.
Oo.
Sayo no?
Have you ever watched any episodes
Yeah.
Lego Masters?
Lego Masters.
Yeah.
Oo.
Sa
Pero-
Australia and US, right?
Yep. But I don't know about you, Ivan, right? Pero I feel that I won't do well there, to be honest.
I'm not sure. Why do you say that, Len?
No, because I take a long time to come up with something. I can't do anything within 8 to 16 hours the way they do it.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it's different once maybe pagka nandun ka tas nakita mo lahat nung kasi ang dami kasi if, for example, like you mentioned, Ivan, di ba, na you put all your passion into it and all those. So like for my case, there's a lot of research going on. Like for example, Voltron, di ba? Each and every detail hinahanapan mo ng paraan. So each and every ang daming angles, parang yung castle behind, di ba? Yung titignan mo kung ano yung itsura sa loob, titignan mo yung itsura sa labas. Parang ibang way of creating something, yung sa Lego Masters. That's what I feel.
And the technique for building is different. For when you're building for ideas, you're building it for commercial production. So you're trying to be very compact, and you're trying to build it small. Opposite si Lego Masters, because you're building for scale so that it photographs well on the camera. That's why the challenges are always build, something large, something big, and kasi you want them to be able to put the camera inside the build or in front of the build and have it photographed really, really well pag kailaw na lahat. So
I hope everyone watching got curious about this series and watch it eventually. So it's really fun. Sobrang lalo na yung ako favorite ko yung mga destruction ng mga Lego. Sobrang yung sound, yung talagang basta I can explain it pero parang yung body movement mo sumasabay doon sa pag-break.
Actually, no? Totoo naman, ang saya din kasi, di ba? And yun nga, sana, matuloy ito. At least, we can see both of you guys in one event. Kundi man gawa tayo dito. Pagkatapos ng pandemic, gawa tayo, promise. Tapos pagkasira nun, tatakbo kami ni Les dun sa ano, sa mga nasirang
Lego walk,
parts.
Lego walk.
Lego walk pala. Firewalk. Ayan.
Mm.
Yan, marami pa rin tayo nanonood, maraming hindi bumibitiw. So hopefully, mamaya again ipapakita ko yung mga pages ng ating mga creators na kasama ngayon. Now, doon tayo sa what's next. Ano yung future projects? I know it's gonna be bright for you guys, but can you give us a quick tour, a preview on what's next? We know that currently USS Cardboard kay Sir Ivan, right? And Gremlins, tama, no? But
Yes.
yeah, tell us
We
more.
have a picture of it. Chris,
Oo,
you can show the picture.
Hindi mo binigay sa akin. Just kidding. Pero nandito yan. Ayan.
Pero it just reached 1K, di ba, yung Gremlins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Good.
So currently it's on. So
Mm.
sa mga hindi pa bumoboto, boto nyo si Ivan. Go to Lego Ideas.
Mhm.
Support.
Yes, please.
We're gonna post the link directly to that later later din yan, and watch out for more announcements. Pero yun nga, tell us more, sige, since na dip na natin kay Sir Ivan, tell us what's next, and tell us more about this, please.
So I'll start with the USS Cardboard. That will be coming out as a gift with purchase set. I don't have a release date just yet. I actually just finished my last meeting on it. Siguro a few months ago, or 2 months ago, something like that. So that should be coming out within the next few months, hopefully soon. And then my current Lego Ideas set that's being promoted is Gremlins. It's based on the 1984 movie of the same name. It's another one of the movies I really grew up with, and I think a lot of us grew up watching Gremlins dati on HBO. Always palabas yan. I tried to put in as many Easter eggs as possible, and I'm hoping it will get picked up if it gets to 10K. I think there's going to be a bit of a resurgence for Gremlins in the next 2 years. There's a new animated series coming out later this year, a prequel to the movies, and I think it's a way for younger fans to really discover this whole universe of Gremlins.
Nice. Well, ang saya nun. Exciting. And yun nga, di ba? Pop culture din tong si Gremlins kasi,
Oo,
I mean,
finally. May
finally.
introduce na sa mga bata ngayon na huwag babasahin si Gremlins.
Yan. Oo. And at the same time, huwag babasahin yung cardboard.
Yung Lego, pag binasa natin, dadami.
Well, that would be a great one, di ba?
Kung pwede lang sana.
Kung pwede
Oo
lang.
nga, no? Mas marami kang parts para sa mga mock. Di ba? How about you, Sir Lendy? May mga mock ka bang gustong i-create? Sabi nga ni Perry Chua kanina, excited siya. May plans ka ba sa other mechas like Deimos, Mazinger, Grandizer? Di na ako familiar dun sa Grandizer and Mechanda, but tell us more, please, about your future projects.
Yung Grandizer, Mazinger, Deimos, meron na ako dati pero hindi ko siya sinabmit. Yung Grandizer, submitted siya before pero it didn't do well. Yung Deimos nandun, malaki. So, but it doesn't transform. Ganun lang siya. So far, currently just enjoying building yung whatever I like. Not sure whether people have seen this before, yung cruiser na mini-fix scale.
Wow.
So wala akong specific na nakasubmit as well. Tapos ito yung bomber na mini-fix scale din. So like I said, walang nakasubmit, kaya may ulo siya.
Nice.
Kaya lang hindi ko definitely hindi ko alam kung paano siya gawing stable syempre. So technically wala. I'm thinking about submitting something pero hindi ko pa rin sure kung gusto ko i-submit. But I guess we'll see. For now, building for my own
Mm.
Enjoy
my own
building.
consumption. Like for example, yung
Ah,
oops, saan ba yun? Yun yung mga Gundam sa likod.
Yeah,
Ayun.
Uh, those are all Lego and
Nice.
all this mini ones like that.
mini
Alright.
Gundam. So.
Ah,
Yeah, super deformed Gundams.
SD. Yeah.
And yeah. And then an SD Megazord, for example.
Ooh!
Yung Mighty Morphin, mga
Yeah,
Power Rangers.
yeah.
Ang
So,
saya naman nito. Mhm.
but um, nothing particular na isasubmit for now, right? Like I say, just enjoying time building.
Yeah, ako, I enjoy browsing at your website, your page eh. Kasi you
Oo.
have some tips din. Meron siyang sinishare ng mga mini or micro builds na ang dali
Ah,
sundan. So,
mhm,
we appreciate all of that for sharing, Sir Lendy.
mhm.
Mm-mm. And speaking of the pages, ito, I have posted the links on the comment section. I-click nyo na lang yan. Pero why not show it, di ba? First, ang page ni Sir Ivan, which is Bulldozer. Why Bulldozer, sir?
Yan, curious ako sa mga pangalan nila eh.
Yun nga eh, di
Sige.
ba? Bakit, sir? Can you tell
Every
us more?
Lego, ganyan meron talaga. Sige.
Yung
Nice. Yeah.
Doozer kasi is, I don't know if you remember Fraggle Rock, yung show na Jim Henson from the 80s. Yung Doozers were the builders na who would build, parang with Lego, but they would use like transparent parts to build architectural structures. So I always like the Doozers. They're one of my favorite characters. So I figured it's perfect match for Lego.
Yan.
Nice.
Naka 1,000 currently, naka 1,000 votes na si Sir Ivan.
Nice. Ayan. So
Ang
guys,
cute
Matrabaho yan, no, Ivan?
Yeah.
Ginagawa mo. I can see the details and all those, di ba?
Yeah.
Grabe yung ginagawa mo dyan.
And before I launch also, Lendy, I have like a lot of material to promote it.
Grabe yung
Ah.
research no?
mm,
Grabe.
So,
Actually, no?
matrabaho talaga. The promotion more so than the building.
Nice.
Pero, I want to share lang, pero one thing that disappoint talaga ako is yung community. I really love that.
Yeah, thanks.
Yung community.
Really like that. Especially kasi
Thanks so much.
iba siya compared sa friends, di ba? Yung
Mhm.
build ni Ivan, yung parang yung ang tawag din, yung study room nila. Tapos around it, may mga mga mini builds pa rin siya. So iba siya compared to sa
Ooh.
friends or
Oo.
anything else.
One scene
Kasi
lang
all
yun
around
eh.
siya, ang ganda eh.
True. Ang
So,
galing.
the story
Galing,
behind that is when I saw the friend set, medyo nanghihinayang ako na the set itself was not as playable all around. Parang, especially yung Big Bang Theory, yung playability niya is, it's really more of for display kasi one side lang nakikita mo. And
Yep.
parang I felt like on a show na like Community where it's not a sitcom na one camera or two camera style sitcom, there was a lot more you could do all around it and not really add too many pieces.
Actually, no? Totoo. Sayang. Pero hopefully, 'di ba? Malay mo, in the pipeline mas dumami ang ating mga supporters kasi it is very popular. I agree. Ako din fan ng Community eh. And speaking of communities, ayan, ang active nila, sabi nga ni Jay, community natin I mean, lagot ka Sir Lendy, dami na magpipikam sa'yo after that. And yeah, Sir Lendy, ikaw naman, let's promote your page which is currently loading. Sorry. Di na kita tatanungin bakit 69 pero creations by Lendy.
Birthday.
Ay, sorry.
Birthday.
Sabi ko sa inyo, makulit talaga ako. But yes, Lendy 69 yan. O 'di ba?
Ganda.
So, ang ganda, yes, yes. Maraming maka-relate dito sa ano, sa mga mechas mo. Ako, most of us are fans of mechas at least at one point in our lives, 'di ba? Kagaya ng Sesame Street, madadaanan natin 'yan sa buhay natin eh. Yeah, but tell us more about your creations dito sa page. Ano yun?
If you look at it more, majority is mecha, no? So
Mecha. Yeah.
very different from, for example, what Ivan does. Um, so kumbaga parang we're two different, maganda sa
Yeah.
amin, two different, the two different styles, right?
True.
Pero we can
Sweet.
definitely learn from each other. So,
Yeah.
yun, yun lang.
Actually, oo nga, no? Very, very, very different styles, different strokes, and both relatable. That's one thing I can say,
Mm.
Ang ganda dahil natatap niyo yung inner child natin, eh. And that's what Lego is. Lego nga eh, it already taps into our inner child, and now you guys create more opportunities for us
Mhm.
to have that nostalgic feeling, di ba? So yon, babalik ko nga. Guys, on the comment section, i-click nyo na lang, like the pages to follow them for more updates. Anyan, nandyan yung creations by Lendy and Bulldozer Bricks. Kaya pala, yun, nung sinabi mo yung Doozer, Sir Ivan, parang, okay, yun na pala.
Mm.
Makes sense. It makes sense, di ba? Ang saya lang din. Now, before we end, hingi na lang tayo ng final thoughts. Siguro, what can you give as advice or the builders of tomorrow? Kasi maraming gustong sumunod sa Yapak. At one point in my own show, tawag dito, promote ko na rin, Geeklicks, mamaya at 7 p.m. Meron nang nagsabi, is he the next Lendy Tayag? Wait lang, bakit may crossover? May ganong mga usapan. Kasi, I mean, we were talking about mechas at that time. But the point is, what do you call this? Tell us more about tips that you can give to builders of tomorrow, and what do you guys want or want to the community to do, or not just to do, but anything that you'd want to shout out siguro na lang. Sir Ivan, ikaw na muna po.
Yeah, a few things. I would say one, if you're thinking of submitting on Lego ideas, I think it's important to know that every project has its own speed. Just because you submit a project on ideas and it doesn't get a lot of votes right away, it might be just because that's the speed of your project. It might take you a little bit longer to get to 10,000 than other projects. There's nothing wrong with that. Your builds will be reviewed with the same amount of with the same kind of review as other projects to get there faster. My Sesame Street set, for instance, took more than a year and a half siya bago siya nakaabot ng 10,000 votes. And you shouldn't ever feel na dissuaded from submitting. Just keep at it, keep building, keep rebuilding, and just be patient when you submit on the site.
Okay.
Nakamute pala ako. So, patience is a virtue. And then, keep
Oo.
on building lang din talaga. Oo nga naman, di ba? Keep that passion, di ba? You have the community here naman. And Sir Lendy, tell us more about anything that you'd want to share to future builders or builders of tomorrow.
Like Ivan mentioned just now, di ba? You build what you're passionate, what's your passion, right? Malaking bagay kasi yung yung ginagawa mo yung gusto mo. And kumbaga secondary lang yung if you want to submit to ideas, right?
Mhm.
Then basically enjoy, no? Kasi iba yung gusto mo yung ginagawa mo tapos you end up submitting it kaysa doon sa you're thinking of submitting and then
Mhm.
you're so pressured on kung anong gusto mong gawin, diba? So start
Mhm.
off with whatever you want to do first. Enjoy it, and then like I mentioned, I think I mentioned a few years back, right? Your imagination, don't let your imagination limit you, right? Yung malaking bagay kasi yung like yung sabi mo kanina, 'di ba? Uh, parang it brings you back to your childhood, 'di ba? So
Mhm.
whenever you build all this, right? Go back to your childhood and be free with whatever you want to do, 'di ba? Whether
Nice.
gusto mong robot, gusto mong Sesame Street, or gusto mong flowers. Nakita mo yung mga gumagawa ng mga flowers, 'di ba? Gaganda eh.
Mhm.
So whatever it is that you like, focus on that. And most important thing is learn from others. I've learned a lot from fellow mech builders. I've
Mhm.
gone through different YouTube channels and all those just to learn techniques and build Legos. Like for example, yung mga official sets, diba? Marami kang matutunan building official sets kasi yun yung parang official techniques, diba? And then you
Mhm.
mix it up with your own techniques. And just basically enjoy it like a
Enjoy it. Yeah.
small child. Yeah.
Nice. Ang ganda dahil
Yeah.
very very inspiring, no? This
Very inspiring, very wise, and
very wise.
sobrang, alam mo yun,
Mm.
I really can't thank enough these two guys na
Yeah.
pinagbigyan tayo
Oo.
despite the recognition that they have. They
Mm.
actually pay the way for every designer to follow them. These two guys may have won their designs, pero that doesn't stop them from making other designs for everyone.
Mm.
Kumbaga, ever improving, ever learning. It
Yeah.
doesn't stop. So that's
True.
passion, and pagkasama mo na yung passion, pag sinamahan mo ng fun at saka relaxed ka doing it, very happy. Maganda yung sinabi ni Sir Lendy and Sir Ivan na you just
Mm.
do it. Kumbaga,
Mm.
100%.
Yeah.
Uh, iba na yung ano eh, yung maganda yung sinabi ni Sir Lendy na you do it. Secondary na lang yung sa ideas if ever.
Mm. Yeah,
Pero
just build.
yung fulfillment ng build na ginagawa mo, it,
Yan. Oo.
the success of it is yung ibang taong mag-appreciate.
Yes.
Mas
Oo.
lalong ma-appreciate yung ginawa nila. So,
Oh, by the way,
I salute this guys.
I
Sige, Sir
just want
Lenny.
to add,
Sure.
don't be discouraged by other people as well. That's one
Yan.
thing that I can really say because from my experience, right? I mean, and I wasn't really expecting Voltron to be approved, right? But during that course,
Mhm.
while waiting and all those, marami kang makikitang comments or in forums
Mm.
or in Facebook or marami magsasabi na it won't happen. It cannot happen. It won't happen. Hindi nila approve yan and all those. So don't get distracted by all those, right?
True.
Whether it happens or not, then it's maybe depends on God's blessings, right? But ano lang, just continue doing it, right?
Mhm.
And then if you do fail, for example, if you don't get the support from Lego Ideas, from people, don't be discouraged by that. Continue doing so, and then one thing that I mean, probably for my case, right, something that I want to learn or improve on is uh, learn from what Ivan is doing. He's been very successful with all
Mhm.
the builds that you've done. Imagine how many 10Ks you have, three, right? Plus the
Yeah,
cardboard. Was it three or four? Then plus the cardboard.
three.
And I'm also expecting these gremlins to be doing well
Oo naman.
because you've seen yung creativeness niya, di ba? To be honest, talagang ang galing nung ano eh. Even yung Avatar, right? If you look at
Mhm.
avatars, were very impressive, right? But like I say, don't get discouraged. Just keep
Mm.
on trying. Okay?
Oo. Yun nga no, ang kasi you guys were very I'm sure that merong at one point may isang nagsabing baka hindi matanggap. Parang may magdi-disagree, di ba? And nasabi nga ni Sir Lendy, alam mo talagang experience si Sir Lendy, no? Dahil forums no? Alam mo yung
Yeah.
yung age, yung ang tawag dito, yung ano natin yung learnings natin dati dito, dahil kung forums ka pa nagsimula, alam mo talagang inuugat na si Sir Lendy. I'm just kidding. Pero anyway, having said that,
Well,
ang ganda.
Chris,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
totoo yung sinasabi ni Lendy. I could not
Yeah,
agree
agree.
with him more. Surprisingly, even for something as world renowned and appreciated as Sesame Street, ang dami-daming
Kontra,
people who
Oo.
kontra talaga and try to put
Oh,
down the
merong
project.
na-experience mo rin
Yeah, a lot talaga. And
Yeah.
it's a lot of people who don't have the vision, the foresight na it can
Mhm.
be something very special.
Mm.
And you can't expect talaga naman people to agree with your idea all the time. You expect to hear from people. But also, yun nga, sabi ni Lendy, some people may really try to put you down, and just be prepared for that and carry on talaga.
Yan.
Yeah.
Oo nga.
Oo. We love
Bas-
the kumbaga, we have to be resilient about everything eh. So it's a very nice message and very nice insight na hindi natin nakikita, na akala natin it's all about reviews and all, pero behind the build there are a lot of stories eh. And
Mm.
I really appreciate you guys na kumbaga conversing on a different level, on a designer level of point of
Yeah.
view. Kumbaga, I really appreciate it. Kumbaga, ito yung talagang, that's my intention why I bring you both,
Yes.
is to have questions with each other, interact with each other, share
Yeah.
your experience, and we achieve that. Lagpas na
Mm.
tayo 1 hour pero hindi natin napansin, pero
Oo nga
we're
no?
very
Almost
happy
one
with
and a half
it.
na eh.
Oo. So I
Sobrang
really
saya.
appreciate you guys. Thank you for letting us, PinoyLUG,
Mm-mm.
share your time. Sobrang, we really
Mm.
appreciate it. Sige,
Yes,
Chris.
and thank you. Iyon. And actually not just for you guys. Mamaya meron kaming something for you guys na ibibigay or papakita. Not sure kung mabibigay natin to agad, pero ipapakita natin mamaya. But bago ang lahat, a small announcement muna from PinoyLUG. Ito it's currently ongoing, August 31, tama ba, Les, ang last day for Project Amor Solo, Project Amor or codename Amor.
Actually, Project Amor is a passion project of PinoyLUG. This is in partnership with the Cultural Center of the Philippines, Lego Certified Stores, and Manila Bulletin. The project is all about building 3 large mosaics of the works of Fernando Amarsolo. So there are 3 large portraits that we are doing right now. So it will be launched next year,
Next year,
2022, because that's the 50th year of Fernando Amarsolo
Mhm.
being our first national artist. So supposedly it should be displayed at the CCP, pero we're hoping that hopefully mag-normalize next year, or at least
Yes.
we can install it there and view it in virtually. So abangan nyo lahat yan. The teams are really full. We have 3 teams. These are comprised with different people from, I could say na meron tayong mga international na mga participants. So abangan nyo na lang yung announcement. This is also in partnership with the Fernando Amarsolo Foundation. So we're excited
Alright.
about it, and let's see.
Oo nga, no? Making history, kumbaga,
Yes.
at this time, di ba? You guys made history by being the first 2 creators, and now it's PinoyLUG's turn to do that for the community as well. Because we can be more proud to put our names on the map, or our names on the big wall of Lego. And having said that, speaking of a wall, hindi nyo muna may hahang to sa wall nyo. Pero was it, what do you call this, Dave Kindoy who created these?
Yeah,
Each of you,
share
tell
nga
us more,
natin,
Les.
yeah. Actually, when we meet
Yeah.
and we gave out this
Nabigay na
artwork.
pala.
Oo. So nasa kanila na 'yan.
Okay.
Ah,
Nice.
Nire-share lang natin for everyone to see kasi
Yes.
hindi naman nila nakita 'yan. Pero yung kay Lendy, we gave it back in 2018, tapos yung kay Ivan was last year.
Ay, nabigay na pala.
Oo.
Yeah.
Gawa ni Dave Pindoy yan. So,
Yan.
yun, shinare lang natin.
Oo nga. So hopefully, yun nga, no? Kung meron kayong mga fan works sa kanila,
Nakita ni
tell us more.
ng designers from Lego yung work ni Dave. So please let him know. Sobrang natuwa sila sa artwork.
Yeah. Actually,
Nice.
when we have visitors here from Denmark, binibigyan din namin sila ng ganyan. So we gave Jackie one and meron pa isa basta yun, binigyan na namin sila.
Di maalala nila sagad. But yeah, and most likely then maraming fans and maraming other followers, supporters that may do the same thing kasi you guys have been very, very great inspiration. Number one, you brought out that feeling. I mean, Voltron, Sesame Street. Ako, personally, ito na yung childhood ko di ba? Sana Gremlins pa, isasama mo Tas sana, down the line, si Voltes 5 pa. Marami kayong napasaya dito. I mean, I can't thank you enough. Para sa isang casual ako sa Lego sobrang casual lurker at best. Pero, napasaya. I mean, it's really nostalgic, diba? And thank you for sharing your insights. And I agree with you guys about just building it, creating it. Plantito ka, gawa ka ng plants, diba? Plants na Lego. Diba? So, whatever it is, I know that you guys have inspired each and every one of you. And speaking of which, to our viewers, marami pa kayong expect na kagaya nito. Les and I have been very great friends since our first time na nagkita kami. So okay na to. Kaya na naming lumabas actually, mag-dinner, sa labas. So hopefully makarami pa kayo ng stay tuned lang. That's what I'm trying to say. Stay tuned, marami pang magiging kagaya nito. And this has been Chris Lina on behalf of Geek Clicks and what do you call this? Les from PinoyLUG. Our two creators, our very inspiring creators at the bottom, Sir Ivan Guerrero and Sir Lendy Tayag, they don't bite. So I know, message kayo sa pages nila, they don't bite. I'm sure that they can give you tips aside from the ones na gold na ngayon Gold yung mga narinig natin kanina from the creators themselves. Marami pa yan.
A lot of new things and a lot of revelations and sobra. Thank you for sharing those.
Yun nga Masaya lang din talaga ako kaya hyper na ako ngayong part na to. Medyo pumped up na. So yun, maraming salamat ulit sa mga viewers and sa ating mga creators. Thank you, Les, for this opportunity. Thank you, PinoyLUG, sa ating mga 21,000 viewers na hindi bumitiw. Ang tagal nating nag-uusap, 1.5 hours. Ayan, see you guys next time. This has been Chris Lina along with Les and Ivan and Lendy saying good afternoon and stay safe, guys. Paalam.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Thanks.
Bye.
Paalam.
NANI?! NANI?!